Garfield. It's so weird, because here you have a newspaper comic that details the life of a lazy, overweight cat that somehow became a worldwide smash hit, even to people like myself who never even owned a said feline. Yes, I would read the comics non-stop, despite the same type of punchline in every single joke. Remember the time I said something funny? Do I? No. And it was so funny to me as a kid that I even stole one of the comics collections from my school because it never had the ones I read before. This guy was a criminal influencer. And so as his popularity evolved into the weirdest things, the best ones being people editing out said fat cat in the comics to make it feel like his owner John is having a midlife crisis. Which isn't relatable, because I'm only a quarter of the way there. But let's not forget the Oscar-worthy movies.
Remember to wash your hooves.
And also a really amazing TV show that not many people watched, but more people should. Okay, maybe it was popular since it has a frickin' Australian commercial for chocolate.
Garfield, you
Is chocolate even good for cats? I've never owned one, but it seems like a bad idea. But with such popularity comes the video games. And yes, I did play them, including the weird Halloween Flash game. Oh. So that was your evil plan all along! And he even had this PS2 Garfield game, which I legit don't even remember how I got it. I think my parents saw me reading the comics so much and thought, well, he likes video games as well, why not get him a Garfield one? Surely it won't be terrible.
I'm sure I've seen something that goes there.
Wow. What a real-life depiction of a midlife crisis. So yes, Garfield video game, that's the name I guess, was made by Code Monkeys in 2004, a British team from Shrewsbury that don't exist anymore. Man, it's gotta suck when the reason you disappear is because shareholders say, nah bruv, that ain't in it. I mean, how does the game start out?
Garfield? Garfield, where are you?
Wow. 2004 sure was an influential year for games.
I really mean it this time, Garfield. Gee, I hate seeing John upset like that. Just kidding.
So the plot is that John is annoyed with his life and blames Garfield for everything, and so if one more thing goes wrong, he will put Garfield on a diet. Which is probably the thing you should do when a cat's that fat. However, Odie the dog messes up the place, and Garfield has to clean up before his owner gets back.
John's gonna put me on a diet now, and I don't...
And the game just plops you in, assuming you, the player of the Garfield game that you paid with your money or your parents bought for you, you will know what to do. No tutorials or anything. Just a cat with a vacuum. And eventually, after bumbling around, I work out that you're meant to suck items up and blow them into the right spots. But it isn't as easy as that, as you have to memorize where items will go, while Garfield gives you such helpful hints.
I'm sure I've seen something that goes there. I wonder what goes there.
And it doesn't even work properly. Like here I found this missing globe and I found the said globe. I jump up here in the most janky way possible, yet you can only suck on it if you have the exact right angle and the right timing. And so many items will rattle and shake. You think you can open them with the vacuum, but no. But then the other times you can. You can also interact with things, which I actually never realized as a kid. Only now you can press the square button. Oh my god, I didn't even know you could save in this game. Did they not know how to code saving the game? And you know, with all the frustrations to a kid in the 2000s, when you enter the kitchen, yep, this dog will home in on you like a pope at a strip club, but you cannot get anything done. And you want to know how to stop Odie? You have to kick him. Yep, kicking the dog is the only way you can progress. I mean, it is a core part of the Garfield-Odie relationship, but it honestly felt so mean that I tried the pacifist route. My quarter-life crisis in a nutshell. And this was actually the reason I couldn't beat the game as a kid, and even now I really don't want to. It will always remain as a mystery as the Dark Souls game of my childhood. However, from other people's footage you can see the game takes you outside, you know, where you got more of the same gameplay, till the ending. Yep, I'm so glad I never beat it. But it got another PS2 game. Garfield saving Arlene. Arlene being his girlfriend. Yes, this dude has a GF. There's hope for everyone. Well, this time it might be okay. The game was made by a different studio, and it's almost like they saw the first game and thought, well, what if it was not bad? So, Garfield saving Arlene. Are you sure that's the title? Not Garfield saves Arlene? Is he in the process of saving her the entire game? And what's with the prices? Garfield PS2 games are rare now. I mean, I have the frickin' first one. Am I rich? So at the title screen we see Garfield and Odie just chilling about, and Arlene, I guess, is now part of the logo. And wait a moment, this music! What the hell? Why is this song so catchy? Alright, well, let's start a new game and see why Garfield is saving Arlene.
Sorry, what? I'll just take some more of that cheese. No cheese! Not even my naps before meals.
This riveting discussion is interrupted by this truck, which is very loud. Thanks, Garfield. I can barely hear you. Wow, did he get arrested for meth or something? So Arlene gets taken to the pound, or the animal annihilation facility. This is a kid's game, right? Oh wait, it says right here. Rated R. Well, okay, the story is that she is taken by the pound, which means Garfield and Odie have to chase after it through the suburbs. Pretty simple stuff. Very simple indeed. Whoa there, the camera is inverted! In a platformer? For kids? How many brain cells do you think we kids have? I can't handle this. Well, into the gardens we go and find that some locked doors need a key to open. And conveniently, the owner just left it right there.
I'll just warn you, I refuse to carry more than one key at a time. It would be too much for a poor little kitty like me.
Do you not want to save your GF, mate? Alright, well I guess this becomes then a simple... Holy moly, the music again! This is a kid's game about Garfield. Why is the music so good? Okay, we reached the first obstacle and have to push this box off. Wait a sec, throw Odie? Okay, that doesn't look like throwing, but wait, Garfield?
Please, have mercy!
Well, each level is fairly large with puzzles you've got to solve to progress, and most of these puzzles involve kicking Odie or some other dog. Does this game just hate animals? No, you have the usual jump button. Yeah, that. Then you can press square to kick, and if you press it while moving, you spin your tail. And both of these have some of the worst hitboxes in a video game. Even worse than Call of Duty. Show bad hitbox, even worse than Call of Duty, even show bad worse Call of Duty. What the hell? Why did I write this in my script so much? Did Activision sneak in trying to promote their game or something?
Copy that.
And then with a circle button, you can whistle to Odie to have him sit at your feet, which you use to place him on buttons to open doors. And triangle is then used for some actual skill. So as the gourmet, Garfield finds rotting food in the streets, and picking them up he can now combine them into meals, which then uses the triangle ability. For now, we get the trademark lasagna, which refills health, and a burger, which somehow gives Garfield the strength to catapult Odie. And you will be using this a lot. The game will often hide switches in hard to reach places, and you have to open your physics degree to get him out over there. Way over there. Whoa, easy on the screen real estate. So yeah, the game will actually show you a close-up angle to help with this, as well as sometimes showing you where you need to go by shrinking your playable screen to add another camera angle, making this look like Resident Evil 1.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
This is great because it helps you see things you wouldn't normally see before. No wonder he hates dogs, huh?
Odie! This game wouldn't be called Garfield rescuing a dumb, stupid, slobbering dog by any chance, would it?
Your sacrifice will not be in vain.
Well, this is the sewer level, which has a lot more water. Or sewer water, and now you get the bone item to throw, making Odie chase after it, just swimming right by. And what does this mean? Well, cats don't like water, or so I'm told. And Garfield will jump onto Odie's head, somehow not drowning him, to get to the other side. Oh, and yeah, you have to manually jump onto him. Now don't worry, the jump is very forgiving, kinda locking onto his head if you're in the general vicinity. In fact, the platforming in this game is actually quite nice, you know, for a kid's PS2 game. That was kind of surprising. The worst part would be the inverted camera, but eventually I learned that pressing R3 centers the camera, and that worked quite well. The levels also have some decent designs and layout. You often know where to go, mostly by following the Pookies, Garfield's teddy bear, where collecting 10 gives you a life. Surprising that, you know, Garfield is a cat, and he has more than 9 lives, huh? Well, we make it back to the surface, and now the game finally gives us a way to defeat the big doggos. So it took me way too long to work out because I was trying to read, but you're meant to kick Odie behind him, then whistle him back, and Odie will absolutely obliterate the other dog. He really is indestructible, huh?
The recipe for cheesecake. One of my favorites.
Yeah, cheese, milk, and a block of glue. I'm sure making a cheesecake is that easy. And now this inflates Garfield up like a balloon to glide across the ledges. I guess he's lactose intolerant because of the gas, and also because he's a cat. And around this time, the game will also remove Odie to try and make you progress by yourself, and I kinda like how the game paced this. You wouldn't get too used to the same formula. They would always try to change it up with new moves or how you use them in puzzles. Speaking of which, I hear some clocks. That hurt you. So we have another recipe, the milkshake.
I can make a vanilla milkshake, the ideal drink for professional sprinters.
Garfield says, drink milkshakes before running, you idiot. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now this ability lets you dash for like 1 second. I mean, no, not even 1 second. It's like really short. I mean, yeah, of course, it's not going to give you an insane burst of speed, but I hated this ability the most because the puzzles with it never seemed to be in reach for Garfield to make it with a 1 second burst of speed. I would then be trapped and have to wait ages for the new item to spawn to try again and again and again.
But I gotta admit, I'm glad I found you. I was worried about you. Okay, this was the game's unique emotional sequence. Now it's over and done with. Let's move on to other things. I lied to you, you flea bag. The script forced me to say that.
And back with him into the sewer. Seriously, where the heck is this pound? Where they took Arlene? And how does Garfield know how to get there? Through 2 sewers, some backyards, and a factory. Does Arlene have a GPS tracker in her collar? I mean, that's actually kind of smart for this cat, considering how he was acting at the start.
You gotta save her, because I'm a bit tired right now.
Well, we eventually make our way into the same streets again, but this time
at night.
And you get one more ability, Chili Con Carne, which burns Garfield's insides, letting him breathe fire. Yes, I do realize I'm playing a kid's game about a talking hungry cat.
I'm coming.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Whoa, gee wowzers, well, all we gotta do is get to the other side. This is fine. We are the I'm coming to save ya! So after some more platforming and dog escapades, we make it into the pound. This is definitely fine. Okay, no, we got insanely spooky music. So many crazy dogs. What do they do at this pound? Or maybe it's how Garfield views it and it's actually a really nice place. Until Garfield barged in.
I'm coming.
And since this is the final level, it is long, with many puzzle rooms that are different, and actually can be done in 2 ways, like you can throw Odie's bone, or call him back to burger kick him. These rooms do combine all the abilities you learned so far, like the gliding with the gas and running through before getting squashed. And if you do happen to lose all your lives, how did kids enjoy this game back in the day? When his smug orange face stares back at you. Okay, we made it without waking up any of the dogs. Well, after like an hour, we make it to the final boss area, which is technically the first and only boss area, I guess, where Arlene is on this conveyor belt, screaming her silent lungs out. So these rooms, which conveniently have a lot of lives, make Garfield dodge and weave through all the crazy machinery, just waiting for a chance to get the hatch open so he can kick Odie to push Arlene along. Or he can just wait up there in safety till the right time. Okay, quick, go, go, go! The second round is the same but with circular blades, and finally it's a jumping puzzle where eventually I got the right trajectory, kicked Odie, and saved Arlene. Hello? Isn't this the first opening cutscene?
A truck? That's strange. I think I've had a dream about this before.
Okay, I guess it's not. And, Arlene doesn't thank Garfield, and now Odie is at the pound by himself. Man, this game is so rough on the poor dog. Kicked around by Garfield and now just abandoned by the lazy cat. And we get these very basic credits. Well, if that's not an abrupt ending, I don't know what is. Special cheat code? Oh, sweet! I wonder what it does! Yeehaw. Well, that's Garfield saving Arlene. I mean, he sure did do that, and she was grateful. So yeah, it was incredibly short, like 2 hours to beat, but man, I actually had a lot of fun with it. Now, it's not the best platformer around, but for a licensed game based on a comic book, which involves an overweight cat who hates exercise, he moves alright. I could honestly see myself enjoying this a lot as a kid. And man, that music is still amazing. The game is just so much better than that other horrendous garbage Garfield game. And you know, the Garfield company probably saw the sweet Arlene money coming on in and greenlit a sequel. Yep, by the same development team. This game got a sequel. Why? Garfield : Lasagna World Tour. Sounds like his new rap album, released in 2007 on the PlayStation 2. Just let that sink in. I mean, when Sam Bishop of the reputable IGN gave it a 2.5 out of 10. You know, this gotta be a real cat game from the streets. Well, it seems like they're using the same models now with a night filter. And oh god, there's a multiplayer. Gee, I didn't even know Garfield had an evil twin. Or cosplays. Oh wait, I can't do it because I'm all alone.
You know, I really like you, and that's an understatement. But you'll have to leave for reasons of state. Okay, well, it's really for reasons of stomach, but what? Odie, my cake!
Well, it's the same voice actor again. Wow, he's only ever done the voice for Garfield. And he's so renowned that on his trivia page, did you know he has a son and daughter? Wow, I never knew!
Nothing or nobody will get in the way of my lasagna hunt. And certainly not a mangy mutt.
Oh no, please don't kick him again. Oh, so apparently there's a treasure hunt on TV, with the prize being a lifetime supply of lasagna. Oh wow, really riveting plot details there.
Deep down, I'm a delicate and sensitive little creature. Only kidding. Just kidding.
And yeah, the game's movement is the same as before. Same animation, same running, even the same split camera angles. With even more audio glitches, as the next line will always want to sneak up on you.
Some obstacles can bother me. In which case...
Or he won't even read the line properly.
I think it's a perfect mission for Calamity Jane.
They really just phone it in. But yes, the big change from the previous one is that you find these pickup costumes, where Garfield goes, oh yeehaw, and oh my god, he's got a gun! So you use this to pop balloons, and the Kick Odie feature from before is now a power-up with the football costume, meaning you can only do it when you have this on. Also, weirdly, the game in the cutscene showed an evil Garfield, who the Wikipedia describes as unnamed antagonist. Gee, I can't wait to beat him. And so you fight dog enemies, which you use the same spit and kick for, to knock them unconscious. And then you find a radar, which has you using Odie to dig for keys. And as the level ends, you fight this dog in a button prompt minigame. And then you meet the unnamed antagonist and his dog, Brutus. How come he gets a name?
Run, Odie, run!
Well, at least this is new. Yeah, so you gotta dodge and jump over obstacles till you reach the end. And the next level... Oh no, it's Arabian Nights again. And the next power-up... I can't believe we gotta cancel Garfield. Yeah, so the game really feels like it was made as cheap as possible to get the glorious PS2 sales in 2007. I mean, it's not even selling as high as the other game on eBay. Wow, I can't believe IGN were right for once. Well, let's see the ending. Also, I love how everyone was skipping to see how this riveting game ended. At 50 lives, man, this game must have been so much more easier.
It is at last, the treasure we've been looking for all along. It's the key to the lasagna factory in the town.
Oh my god, so that's how they do it. And so you fight a giant mech, run home, and Garfield is mad at Odie that he hid the key to the lasagna factory and won't tell him where it is, or it's just in his kennel. I guess that's better than the dream ending from before. So that's, the Garfield PS2 trilogy of games. Not something you thought you were going to hear today, but yeah, they're all so surprising, from being one of the worst games I physically own to a really good puzzle platformer with the best licensed game soundtrack ever, to one that they just really felt like they phoned it in. Seriously, who's buying this in 2007? Was it you, Jimmy? But yes, Garfield has a long history with video games. There's still plenty more out there to see, but for now, I think I've seen enough fat orange cats to last a lifetime.
Your hooves.